Hi, this is Bob from Classic Toy Trains Magazine with another tip on building your layout, like we're building our dealer display reproduction sort of layout with a post-war look, post-war feel, post-war style accessories. One of the things that we require on this layout are insulated track sections. Insulated track sections are sort of trick track sections, if you will, that a train can roll over and make an electrical connection that will then activate a myriad of accessories or electronic devices. And we're going to show you how to do that. Now, Kent asked me to make the insulated track sections for the railroad, and my first thought is, well, let me throw money at the problem. So what I did is I went out, and you can buy straight track sections that are insulated. This one was $6.39 at a local hobby shop. From our last section where we talked about how to trim a small fitter track section, we've already seen some of the things you need to do about removing the track from the ties. The ties are metal. The power rail goes down the middle, and it's electrically isolated from the other two outside rails. Then what we need to do is make sure that one of the outside rails is also electrically isolated so it can complete the ground. Now you will need plastic insulators. You can go down to your local hobby shop if they sell Lionel tubular track or other brands of tubular track. You can pick these up. They're very inexpensive. They're very easy to work with. Our donor section has contributed 3 little cardstock, cardboard insulators. And then one of the things I like to do when I'm disassembling the rail is I like to make sure while it's still on the tie, I use a magic marker to mark so I don't have the cardstock insulators in the wrong position. So let me put these together. These are generally pretty easy to get on, but you know, they've been machine stamped and machine shaped, I guess, when they went on the rail, so sometimes they don't want to be that cooperative in moving them around. When I pried the rails up, I made them a little bit extra wider so I can just slip them back in a little bit more easily. Okay, it looks like my little marks are all appropriately covered. Snap it back in. Make sure that the rails are all aligned. You don't want to have 2 of the rails in their manufacturer position and the end of the 3rd rail maybe 1/4 of an inch or any distance at all really in a different position. Then you go recrimping the tie plate, and that's why sometimes I like to have 2 different sizes of needle nose pliers. And then I'll go back with some more narrow pliers and make a more snug fit. Okay, because you definitely don't want these things moving around. Then you take the plastic insulating pin, slide it in. That one's a really snug fit. I think this one's going to be a little bit looser. And put it in there. Just give it a little bit of a tug, and it's in there pretty nicely. When you're removing pins, by the way, don't just discard these. You can go out and buy replacement pins, but keep a Ziploc bag laying around and you can keep your leftover material because you don't know what you might need sometime in the future. And so that's how you make an insulated track section.
Classic Toy Trains is the leading magazine in the O&S gauge hobby. Don't miss an issue. Start your subscription today by going to classictoytrains.com/sub.